You want to promise? Sorry, boss. The new video. Okay, yeah. We have about 200,000. So this is his worship, Mr. Patrick Brown, and this is the Chancellor Williams.
So this is where the performance is.
Sure.
There's a 400-seater theater.
Yeah.
So we have performances here. That's the VIP section.
This is what the governor gave us yesterday.
We here represent the monopoly of the city of Lagos.
So this is the interactive section. Please questions about entertainment, how best we can harness relationship with Canada, and I was saying earlier to Maximum that perhaps maybe this interaction will build a new platform. I mean, a lot of us go to Canada for tea. What if we start something else, like Mr. Adika said earlier, I went for something celebrity award. What if we start something else? With exchange cards now, so questions, suggestions, ideas of how best we can harness relationship of the two countries, of the parties, and of course of Terra Kulture. Some of us are already harnessing Terra Kulture relationship. For those of you who don't have it, pity you.
So if you know the opportunity for investment, if you are in the entertainment business, in the restaurant business, the food industry, you want to explore Brampton, please contact us because we can help facilitate that to make sure we have July Bright and entertainment and art at our, you know, at our fingers. So there is opportunity and we're looking for expansion.
Two questions based on what you said. My last question, there are two questions. So our first question will go to Bar. Is there a possibility of taking advantage of what she just said now? She said, just speaking my head, I went to a particular country and I did not eat for 5 days because I just couldn't eat before. Until I found KFC and I might, the chicken is still different from Nigeria chicken, you know, just still managing. So is there a way of taking advantage of that opportunity? And Councillor Williams, a question. In recent times, we've had the Nigerian concert being shut down in Canada. I mean, one was not too long ago. Now, I don't know what it was, whether they contravened some of the rules, some of the regulations and the laws, I do not know. What do we need to do to successfully have an entertainment event? Shooting, do we need permits? Do we need to reach you as a councillor? And we need to take advantage of the fact that you are the first black woman to be elected into the council. So how do we best do it?
Well, you know, being here and seeing firsthand, experiencing Nigeria, I'm taking everything back. And that is how we're to shift the narrative in our city and to help people, you know, we can to help things run smoother, or, you know, anyone that constantly we need to be able to facilitate that. But we do have staff here. So one, you have advocates in us now. And two, you have excellent staff. You have Francis here. And Ryan, yes, Ryan as well. You have people now that are going to be able to be that extra voice to say, no, this is legitimate. This is happen. how can we help? Because we're really big on handhold, right? A success for you is a success for us as well. So we want to make sure things go well. And our visa startup programs, investment opportunities, we really take pride in being able to handhold anyone that wants to do things in the city. Like Mayor Brown mentioned about Netflix. We have Netflix film producers filming in our city all the time. Down roads, getting police escorts. It happens in our city. We had Domino's commercial happening in our neighborhoods where they built a house, a front-facing house. There's things that we can help facilitate to make these things happen. But I'm gonna let you answer.
One thing, I know sometimes applying for a visa can be a complicated process. The best thing is if you identify artists that are associated with this great facility, now that you've met representatives from the Canadian High Commission, and there's 3 of them here, make sure you get their cards, and they can help through the process. If you want to specifically come to Brampton, Francis will give you her card, and Michael Kofini and his team and Francis will help you through the process and explain. Sometimes there's common mistakes that are made in a visa application, and we can help point it out. We even offer to review the application or do a letter of support, and so that's where we can help out.
Quite a couple of places, but you know, Canada never crosses our minds. Simply because the visa application process is so laborious and so long. So we just cancelled Canada from our list. So it's important that if we want to do things, this kind of bilateral relationships, we have to make easier for Nigerians. What happens typically with the UK is that the Deputy High Commissioner is a friend, successive ones. You know, they understand and they know the terrain and they know the people that are credible. So in applying, it's not difficult for us to get visas for 60 young adults who want to perform, and none of them ever stay behind. But when I think about the heroic trauma of having to go through 3 months of application, I just don't bother. So it's important that you look at that if you wanted us to have this kind of relationship going forward, and also to facilitate space. When we're there for theater spaces, for instance, it would be nice if we're able to get access to places, not that it's free, but at least affordable prices, so that you know we can have this cross-cultural thing going on between our nations.
And just to add to that, we're happy to help out with that. I was in India last month. We've got a Bollywood production, Anu Kapoor, who's famous in Mumbai. He's coming to do a production in Brampton, and we helped identify the space, helped with the visa process. So part of this is about getting to know the right channels. And now you mentioned that you knew the UK Deputy High Commissioner, now you know the Canadian Deputy High Commissioner. And everyone, you know, Canadians are known to be friendly. You know, we're a very safe and cautious country, so they make sure there's due diligence, but we're here to help, and we'll make sure that the process is easier next time.
Then the second thing, the first thing you talked about was the tax credits, you know, and all these packages sound so interesting and very, very inviting. But how tax friendly could they be? Because I know Canada as a country that is extremely particular about taxes. So how tax friendly could they be? Can you shed more light on the tax credit, please?
In the GTA, in terms of the credits that are offered, but the best thing is, you know, if you send us what the length, how many people are involved, then we can respond with a better estimate of what type of incentives are available. Because every film is a different size, every production is a different size, and it depends if you want to do this specifically in Brampton, or even whether it's in a different municipality or a different part of Canada. You know, Manitoba is the province west to us. They have very lucrative tax credits, so it depends where you want to be. If you want a winter scene or a summer scene or a lake scene or mountains, Canada's got a very diverse geography. I would note, if you're used to Lagos weather, come in July and August, because right now we have snow up to here in Canada. So really your needs will dictate what part of Canada can offer that style of production. But there are production houses too, like in Etobicoke, right next to Brampton, one of the largest production facilities in Canada.
and because we also want to be able to, like, ships are favorable. Production company, or renting Canadian equipment and everything to cut down your costs for the shipping thing. It puts you in a very good place. But like I said, I can't stress enough the importance of us being able to handle. So if you send us the information, with their communication, miles apart, with email, with phone, we can definitely have those conversations. Our staff will be able to facilitate all of the questions that you have specific to the project.
What are the opportunities that you think we can enjoy when we have a branch in Brampton, to be precise, in terms of facilities and some other opportunities that you think we can enjoy? Because we know that Nigerian community is all African, in the diaspora, enjoy a lot of African movies, especially online. And we think that if you can have a branch in Canada, that will really do a lot of goodies to most of our Africans in the diaspora. Thank you.
All right, so you were here with the Mayor of Brampton, Canada, for the interactive section with the entertainment industry. What exactly is your wish and plans towards using this opportunity that is about to befall us?
There are a whole lot of opportunities that abound around the world, and you only want to seize the opportunities that will benefit you at the end of the day, really, So I think it's about going through all of those options, weighing them, and see what at the end of the day would be what will bring about a better production value, and better returns. So yeah, I think it's too soon for anybody to honestly analyze that, because we have to sit down, take stock of what is available, what is accessible to us, and what we also have to bring to the table, and then decide.
So we'll be happy to connect you with the folks that run that. I would say, I think given Canada's diversity and the size of the diaspora, that creates opportunities. If you're celebrating Nigerian productions and culture and cinema, Canada's a great market for you. I was talking to the owner of Cineplex Odeon, which has some of the most theaters in Canada. They told me that their busiest theater was the set of theaters they have in East Brampton, because they focus in that theater not on the typical Hollywood movies. They only play cultural, diverse productions, and they said that's actually their busiest theater in Canada. So it shows that there's a marketplace, there's a large Nigerian community. I'm sure they love it.
And I have to say, diversity is key, because in Brampton in particular, the African diaspora is quite large. You have also a strong Caribbean community as well. And the Caribbean community, we are working hand in hand with the African diaspora as well. So I think just there is a desire and there's a hunger, to see more representation and to see more of a business. So the thought of you wanting to do that in Brampton, we'll be more than happy. And we also have the Nigerian, Canadian, NCT, and we're working on opportunities to make sure that there is bridge. There is a representation in Nigeria, in Brampton, so that we can constantly be encouraging business to establish in their city.
The High Commissioner, the Deputy High Commissioner of this, there is a lady who is Nigerian, who is in charge of the creative arts. And this is a lady that you guys want to network with. She will walk you through a lot of things with this time. She's standing right there. So you can have a chat. She's really the one in charge of the guide you through and make all of these things happen for you. I would encourage that your association work very, very closely with her. Thank you.
And I'm asking, how easy to get permits to make movies in Canada? Thank you.
We've got a staff that facilitates that. If you need to use the tennis club or a local park, we have a team that accommodates that. And so rather than having to go to 15 different places yourself to get permits, you go to one guy. And so we want to make it a one-shop stop with the goal of getting the red tape. So there's no bureaucracy you have to go through in getting those permits. There was a famous show on Netflix called Handmaid's Tale. A Handmaid's Tale. It was produced in Brampton, and they told me one of the most complicated parts was having fake gunfire required a permit, and so the person it actually, you have to get the trees, having trees fall down, you actually needed a permit from the Conservation Authority as well. So our guy, Michael, went and got those and sorted it out, but it meant going to 2 different levels of government. And so that's a service that our city happily offers to make it easy to have productions in our city.
I want to say very big thank you to each and every one of us for showing up. I want to thank Bolanle Austin Peters for putting this together. And we're working in partnership. My company is Pettiness Group, the owners of Island Properties, Real Best. Pet is a number of brands here in Nigeria. And we're putting this together in partnership with NCTIG, that's Nigerian Canada Trade and Investment Group. This trip has been on for 2 days now, and we've touched a number of places. But the Chancellor and the Mayor said they just have to interact with the people in the creative sector, and we are glad to have you here. Thank you very much.